Don't let the candle burn out, not until the screaming stops. There's a candle in my grandmother's attic that has burned for 67 years. I don't mean that figuratively. I mean it literally hasn't gone out since 1958. It's not a normal candle, it's long, gray, and has a wick that never seems to shrink. It's perched atop a dusty silver saucer surrounded by a ring of salt and a strange tangle of red thread. You can't blow it out. You can't smother it. And if you touch the wax, it feels cold, like stone left in a freezer. I found it by accident after she passed away, tucked behind a trunk full of her dead husband's clothes and boxes of yellowed newspapers. There was a note nailed to the wall above it in her cramped, shaky handwriting. Whatever you do, don't let the candle go out. It keeps the screaming in. At first, I laughed. Thought it was some senile superstition. A quirky relic of her rural roots. But then the power went out the second night I stayed there. I grabbed my phone flashlight and headed to the attic. Something had been thumping around up there all evening. When I opened the trapdoor, the candle flickered violently, as if gasping for help. I didn't see anything at first, just dust motes and boxes, but then I heard it. The screaming. It wasn't loud. It was underneath things. Like a chorus buried 10 feet below the floorboards, howling in muffled terror. Men. Women. Children. Some sobbing. Some begging. Some just wailing like they had no mouth but needed to scream anyway. And it was getting closer. I panicked. Ran downstairs. I didn't sleep that night. Around 3:17 a.m., every mirror in the house cracked, each one with a web of fractures that formed screaming faces. The candle kept burning. That seemed to be the only reason nothing worse happened. I called my aunt the next morning and told her what I found. She didn't ask which candle. She asked, "How low is the wax?" When I told her it hadn't changed, she sighed in relief. Then she gave me the rules. They're not what you expect. They're not about appeasing a ghost or making offerings. The candle doesn't ward off a spirit. It seals a tear in the skin between our world and somewhere far worse. Think of it like a tiny prison gate. One that's old, rusting, and held shut by a flame forged in some long-forgotten ritual. My grandmother wasn't the first to keep it. She was just the most recent guard. And now, I am. The rules to survive the candle house. 1. Do not let the candle go out. Ever. Not even for a second. It flickers when something presses against the veil. When it dims, it means something is learning how to push. 2. You must sleep in the house at least once a week. If the house is empty for 7 nights in a row, the candle starts burning faster. It senses abandonment as weakness. 3. Don't let the screaming trick you. It will start using voices you recognize, dead loved ones, crying children, even your own voice from the future. It's not them. 4. Never move the candle. It's bound to that spot. The wood beneath it was soaked in blood and ash and sanctified with something older than language. 5. If you see shadows walking without light, leave the attic. That means the screaming has become legs. 6. If the candle turns blue, someone in your bloodline has died. That means the barrier has weakened. You need to seal the house and perform the salt ritual before midnight. 7. If a second wick appears, and a second flame lights next to the first, run. There should never be more than one. It's been 6 months now. The candle still burns. But I swear it's smaller. Only a little. But I check it every hour. My friends think I'm going crazy. I had one of them spend the night once. He mocked the whole thing. Even blew at the flame jokingly. It didn't go out. But later, I found his car parked outside, door wide open, engine running, phone left on the seat with a message he never sent. It just read, "It's not fire that burns here. It's memory." He was never seen again. And now, sometimes when I close my eyes, I don't see black. I see a vast red cavern full of mouths with no teeth, all silently screaming at a flame the size of a thumb. They're waiting. The candle is burning down. And I don't know what happens when it finally dies. But I think it'll look like me when it comes out. That's the part I can't stop thinking about. Not that something is trying to escape. Not even that the barrier is thinning, or that I've trapped myself in a life of eternal, sleepless watchfulness. No, the thing that really haunts me is the thought that whatever's behind that veil doesn't want to destroy me. It wants to replace me. You see, the last few nights, I've begun catching glimpses of myself in the corner of my eye. Not in mirrors. Not reflections. Just moments. In the reflection of a microwave door. In a darkened window. Always a little delayed. As if it had to think about how I would move. But worst of all was 3 nights ago. I woke to the sound of footsteps pacing above me, slow, Even steps, circling. I grabbed the bat I keep under the bed and climbed into the attic, expecting maybe an animal. The candle was burning steady. But next to it was me. Or something wearing me. It was crouched low, head cocked, studying the flame. It had my hair. My scars. Even the birthmark just under my left eye. But the eyes, it had the wrong eyes. Too wide. Too still. Like glass marbles watching insects pinned under a magnifying glass. And when it smiled, the teeth weren't wrong. But there were too many of them. I didn't scream. I just backed away. It watched me go. Then it whispered in my voice, almost time. Since then, I don't sleep in my bedroom. I sit in the attic now, watching the candle. Watching it. Because it visits every night. I never hear it climb the stairs. It's just there, suddenly, always crouched beside the candle like a child waiting for cake. Sometimes it mimics my voice and mutters things I've never said but somehow remember. Sometimes it just giggles softly. Last night, it spoke again. You're tired. I can take over. You won't even notice. You can rest now. I told it to go back. I told it to leave. I screamed until my throat was raw. But it just smiled wider and said, "You already invited me, remember? When you first touched the wax." That was the handshake. I looked at my hand. The wax I touched the night I found the candle had left no mark, but now my skin is graying at the fingertips. Like something is leaching through. I think the candle doesn't just seal the prison. I think it also feeds it. With me. The candle keeper's final rules. My aunt stopped answering her phone. I drove to her house. Windows broken. Door ajar. Salt trail on the floor, but the candle in her home had melted into black ash. I found her journal. The last page had only one sentence. When it takes your shape, it also learns your soul. So I'm adding the final rules, in case you're reading this and still thinking of going to the attic. 8. Never touch the wax. It's not wax. It's skin. Old skin. From the first keeper, still burning in place. 9. Don't listen when it offers you rest. It doesn't want you to rest. It wants you quiet, so it can copy your silence too. 10. If you ever see yourself sleeping, it's already too late. 11. And if the candle burns with no flame, run. That means it's inside now. Not watching. Not waiting. Becoming. It's 3 a.m. now. The flame is pale and low. The air around it crackles. There's a face staring at me from the window, a perfect version of mine, but smiling like it knows everything I fear most. I don't think I can last another night. But if I don't, if I fail, the screaming will stop. And something wearing me will walk into your home. Sit at your table. Answer your phone. And when your loved ones ask if anything's wrong, it'll smile, and whisper in my voice, "Nothing at all. I'm just tired." I locked every door in the house that night. Bolted the attic trapdoor with chains I bought from a scrapyard. Lined every window with salt and shattered mirror shards. I slept with the candle in my view, daring not to blink for too long. The copy of me hadn't come inside, yet. But it kept circling the house. I'd hear my own laugh just outside the window. My phone would buzz, and when I'd look, it would be a photo of me, sleeping. Except I hadn't. At some point, I stopped distinguishing between dreams and reality. I'd wake up in the attic, unsure how I got there. I'd find soot around my mouth, the taste of wax on my tongue. And always, the candle burned lower. A sliver now. Maybe 2 days left, at best. That's when I found the burned journal hidden behind the wall panel. My grandmother's handwriting, only half legible through the soot and time. She had written everything. She had tried to warn me. The candle is a promise. Not to you, but to it. Every day it burns, it remembers. Every drop of wax teaches it more. Your name. Your smell. Your voice. When the candle dies, it doesn't escape. It finishes becoming. My hands trembled as I turned the page. The final night, it walks the house freely. It will not hide. It will not whisper. It will wear your skin like a gift and smile with your grief. And it will kill someone you love, so it can root itself in this world. That's how it survives, memory and murder. I vomited in the sink. My mom had been calling me for days. She said she wanted to visit. Said I sounded strange on the phone last time. But I hadn't called her. I swear I hadn't. I tried to warn her, begged her not to come. But she said, "Honey, you asked me to. I even got your address. You sounded so lonely." She's coming tomorrow. At sunset, everything changed. The shadows in the house began walking on their own. I watched the flicker of candlelight dance along the walls, and saw my own silhouette separate from me. It didn't move in sync. It stood still, turned its head slowly, tilted it back in an exaggerated, puppet-like motion and began to convulse, twitching unnaturally, like strings were being pulled from another dimension. I screamed and threw salt at it. It burst into smoke. But the candle dimmed. I don't know if I should have done that. Midnight came, and with it, my reflection started talking on its own. Every mirror showed a slightly different version of me. Some had no eyes. One had no mouth. One just sat in a room full of flickering candles, head lowered, whispering, "Trade. Trade. Trade." Then, the lights blew. Not just in the attic. Every bulb in the house popped one by one. Like a countdown. Pop. 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 And the candle, oh God, the flame split again. 2 wicks. 2 flames. Rule number 7. If a second wick appears, run. But I couldn't. Because I saw it. Standing behind me in the mirror. My height. My clothes. But smiling wider than skin should allow. It reached over my shoulder and whispered. "Now we burn together." My mother arrives in 4 hours. The candle is a stub now. 1 inch. The room is freezing. And I no longer know if I'm the original. I've lost time. I've heard my own voice from the attic while sitting in the kitchen. I've found journal entries I don't remember writing. Worse still, I'm starting to feel tired all the time. Like the version of me outside is the one with strength, and I'm the fading echo. I'm writing this now in case I don't make it. In case I become the copy. Or already am. If you find this, burn the house. Burn me. Because if the candle dies, and no one replaces the keeper, the screaming won't stop. It'll spread. Your walls will begin to cry. Your loved ones will talk in their sleep using other people's voices. Your pets will refuse to look at you. And at 3:17 a.m. every night, your reflection will pause 1 second longer than you do. And one day, it won't come back. Final instructions for whoever finds this. 1. If the candle still burns, there's time. You must sit with it. Watch it. Become its new guard. You will not sleep. You will not leave. You will not be thanked. But the world will remain sealed. 2. Do not answer the door after midnight, no matter who knocks. It knows who you love. 3. Never trust your own memory after the 3rd night. It will alter what you believe. Write everything down. In blood, if you must. 4. If you feel drawn to the candle, like you want to touch it, eat it, become part of it, you're already compromised. Ask someone to end you. 5. Most importantly, if the version of you by the candle smiles first, you're not the one who survives. They're here. My mother. My double. Only one of them will leave this house. And tomorrow, someone in your town might meet a man who looks just like me. He'll be charming. Kind. A little tired, maybe. But if you look real close at his shadow, you'll see it doesn't follow him. It leads.